because we're going to be talking about that for the next 10 days. Of course, we're going to be mixing a little bit more NFL talk, but we got to start off at the top. We got to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs defense. That's right, the Kansas City Chiefs defense taking on Saquon Barkley. Guys, the Super Bowl Sunday is coming in fast. It's coming in hot, and it is coming in heavy. We are 10 days away from Super Bowl Sunday. We have the Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, as you guys know. The Kansas City Chiefs did finish the regular season 15-2, and the Eagles finished 14-3. Currently, if you look at ESPN, the Chiefs are favored by 1.5 points. However, if you go over to FanDuel, the Eagles are favored by 0.5 points. So it's a very, very evenly matched up opportunity here. Patrick Mahomes did throw for nearly 4,000 yards this season, and Saquon Barkley rushed for over 2,000 yards. I believe it was 2,005 yards this season. However, the Kansas City Chiefs defense has not given up a 100-yard rusher all season long. So let's start off today's show talking about the Kansas City Chiefs defense. How or can the Kansas City Chiefs defense stop Saquon Barkley from getting that C note, getting the $100 jobs? Yo! 100 yards, 100 yards. So, guys, the Chiefs' defense always steps up in the playoffs. Let's just be flat out honest. Their defense always steps up and performs. The last 3 seasons, even the last 2 seasons, right, they started off slow. About week 10, they turn it on and ramp it up for the playoffs, and they're locked down in the playoffs. This particular season, they've had it been great most of the season. If the Kansas City Chiefs defense wasn't great all season long, we would not be looking at a 15-2 record. We'd probably be looking at a 10-7 record going into this playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs will still probably be in the Super Bowl, but it still wouldn't be as impressive, right? When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs defense, they do have the 8th ranked rush defense in the NFL, only giving up 101.8 yards per game. However, this postseason has been a different story. This postseason, they've been cooked in the rushing game. They're giving up an average of 148 yards per game. They give up 149 yards to the Texans total, and then 147 yards to the Buffalo Bills total. However, they did hold Joe Mixon to under 88 yards, and they hold James Cook to under 85 yards. On the other hand, Saquon Barkley, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. 2,000-yard himself, so far this game, 3 postseason games, he has 442 yards. 119 yards versus the Green Bay Packers, which is the 7th-ranked rush defense in the NFL. 205 yards versus the LA Rams, which is the 22nd-ranked rush defense in the NFL. And then 118 yards versus the Washington Commanders, which was 29th-ranked rush defense in the NFL. So when you look at the stats, when you look at the numbers, when you see all the contribution gone, guys, can the Kansas City Chiefs hold Saquon Barkley to under 100 yards? Now, yesterday on Factor Crap, I thought that Saquon Barkley was going to get his 125 yards. I thought Saquon Barkley was going to go out there and get his bread, get his dollar bills. Yo! But the more I look at it, the more I study it, the more I dive into the film and actually watch the Kansas City Chiefs defense, guys, they are pretty freaking good. They are pretty good. Joe Mixon basically single-handedly carried the Texans to even remotely thinking about beating the Kansas City Chiefs. If Joe Mixon wasn't on the Houston Texans, they wouldn't have got past the Chargers. If Joe Mixon wasn't on the Houston Texans, they wouldn't been within 10 points of the Kansas City Chiefs all game long. Joe Mixon was the man, the myth, the legend, and he was out there to ball out. 149 yards worth, right? You gotta give credit where credit is due. He did his thing. James Cook, one of the best playoff running backs I have seen in a very, very long time. Matter of fact, I think James Cook he just scored another rushing touchdown from last season. Still, he's still racking up those yards from last season, guys. He is the man, the myth, the legend. But the X factor of this whole head-to-head battle, Saquon Barkley for the Kansas City Chiefs defense, is not the players on the field. It is not Saquon Barkley. It is not Chris Jones. It is not Bolton, right? It is not the Kansas City Chiefs defense. It is not Saquon Barkley. What this comes down to is Steve Spagnuolo. What this comes down to is Steve Spagnuolo. Let me say it for the people one more time in the back. The greatest defensive coordinator of all freaking time, Steve Spagnuolo. That is what it comes down to. So, guys, last night I waffled around and said, yeah, he's probably going to get it, right? He's averaging 147 yards this postseason, averaged 119 yards in the regular season. He was doing his thing. But the truth of the matter is, guys, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to ball out and stop Saquon Barkley. They're going to force Jalen Hurts to beat them over the top, to beat them one-on-one on the outside with arguably the two best corners in the NFL. It's crazy that Kansas City Chiefs can lose people, but yet insert this piece, insert this piece, insert this piece. This just shows how great of coaching staff that they have from top to bottom, from the cornerback coach for the assistant quarter to the assistant linebacker coach to Steve Spagnuolo, right? They are top notch. But guys, Saquon Barkley is still going to get his 100 yards. The Kansas City Chiefs defense has not allowed a 100-yard rusher all season long. It's going to end Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. It's just Saquon Barkley is on a mission from God. He's got a half a pack of smokes, it's dark, and he's got sunglasses on, and he's going to get his 100 yards rushing. It is what it is, right? It is almost like you got to pick your poison to who do you want to lose to, right? I'd rather let Saquon Barkley get his little bit of bread and give the confidence to Nick Sirianni and the Eagles offense that they're going to run all over him. But the truth of the matter is they're going to right where you want you. Right where you want you, because you're going to have to be in a shootout because Kansas City's offense is deadly in the Super Bowl. So guys, let me ask the question one more time that people that are just tuning in. Can the Kansas City Chiefs defense hold Saquon Barkley to under 100 yards in the Super Bowl? I'm saying no. As a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I am saying no. John says, so we have to listen to you slob on Kermit's nabs for the next 10 days. Hey, if you want me to slob on somebody else's knobs, get your team in there, man. Laura says, next subject, please. Can we talk about next season already? The Super Bowl stinks this year. Laura, we're going to be talking about your Minnesota Vikings. You see this in the run down there underneath the Buffalo Bills in between the Pro Bowls says Sam Darnold. We'll be talking about your Vikings. Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. And John says, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Saquon Barkley is going to get 175-yard rushing with 3 tutties. And Jim says, Chris Jones better be on that ass, boy. Bring that ass here. Listen, Jim, I think Chris Jones is going to have a hell of a game. I think Chris Jones is going to step up for the 35% of the time that he steps up, and he is going to stop Saquon Barkley big time on third downs. But first and second down, Saquon Barkley's going to get 8 yards there, 12 yards there, might break a 60-yarder because Chris Jones is like, it's not third down. I don't care. Chris Jones is lazy. I know he is one of the best defense of tackles in the NFL. I know that you have to scheme your whole offensive line around him each and every play, but he is lazy. He's lazy. He's lazy. David said, and Vic Fangino is a badass too. David, Patrick Mahomes is 10-2 versus Vic Fangino. However, Vic Fangino is the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Not offense, not Saquon Barkley. It doesn't matter about Vic Fangino. We will talk about Vic Fangino in the next segment. But right now, slow it down, baby. And Laura says Barkley will walk all over Kansas City. She says that hurts to say. She says Saquon Barkley is going to go out there and he might rush for a Super Bowl record 285 yards in this game and might break 4 touchdowns just because he can. And Laura says that hurts her because she's rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. She wants the Kansas City Chiefs to play or win. Spooner Man says meteor strike. I don't want any of the teams to win. Like, why? Like, what is the big deal? Because think about this. If the Chiefs win, there will be a shooting in Kansas City. There'll be some gang-related violence right by the hospital, right where the parade's at, and it's going to ricochet over into the parade. And the Kansas City Chiefs like, oh, there's a shooting in the parade. Philadelphia Eagles win. Everybody's going to have their guns out. Pop, 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 pop. Like, it is going to be a gun battle, right? How about this? Can both teams win? Alpha Rob says no. Good try, Kansas City Chiefs defense, but the Eagles are going to run the ball 25 plus times in this game, and Saquon Barkley is going to run all over him. Not even going to be a chance, baby. Not even a chance. Damn, Alpha Rob. Damn. Didn't you say that about your Buffalo Bills too? Too soon? Too soon? My bad. David says, I need that tush push to get to the third and short. Right up the gut, out Chris Jones. Listen, Jalen Hurts, whether you want to admit it or not, is a great tush push person. I don't know his injury to his knee. Obviously, he didn't wear the knee brace versus the Commanders, and he should be trending in the right direction, being 100%. But the biggest issue for the Eagles right now is Cam Jurgens. He's had back spasms. He didn't play, or he didn't start for the Commanders. He did insert in the third or fourth quarter because their backup center hurt his knee or something. And I think he is out. So if Cam Jurgens is still having back spasms and their backup center is still hurt, that could be the biggest X factor of the whole game, right? Offensive line. Imagine that, right? Skiing's number one says, who do you guys got winning? Well, Skiing number one, we got 10 days till the Super Bowl. We got a lot of storylines to cover. We got Sky Moore coming back. We got Brandon Graham coming back. We don't know yet. I'm not going to pick my winner until Thursday or Friday. I will be rooting for my Kansas City Chiefs. Let's not get it twisted. But just because I'm rooting for my team doesn't mean they're going to win. I might pick the Eagles to win. You never know. We'll find out next week. Cushmaster says, I'm just a salty Giants fan. Go Chiefs, make history. Listen, Cush, I feel like a lot of people are kind of in your shoes here. Like, we all want to see history, but we also want our teams to be there. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Laura says, I'm wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey on Super Bowl Sunday. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Laura, don't you dare do that. Don't you dare wear that Kansas City Chiefs jersey on Sunday. Do not even think about it. Because if I remember correctly, you wore a Minnesota Vikings jersey wild card Monday. Your team lost. The following week, you did wear a Detroit Lions jersey. That team lost. Flashback to wild card weekend, you wore that cheese head. That cheese head right there. You had it on your head, and you're saying, go, Pack, go. That team lost. So, Lord, don't you dare put on a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. I'm just playing. Jim says, David, we got the backup center unless Philly's starter gets over his back issues. I thought the backup center, Jim, hurt his knee pretty bad. I can't remember the name. It's the big black man. That narrows it down, right? Yeah, I thought he was out. I thought he was out. I could be wrong. Laura says, yes, I just didn't like the Eagles that much. I hate the Kansas City just the same, but I hate the Eagles. John says, read option Hurts going to rush for 80. No, he's not. No, he is not. If Jalen Hurts rushed for 80 yards, the Eagles are getting blown out. I'm just saying. David says, drug him up with the best painkillers available. Take a shot, take a pill, take some cocaine. It doesn't matter. Get your ass out there, boys. It's the Super Bowl. And John says, hey, Laura, when you get that Kansas City Chiefs jersey on, make sure you go live. Make sure you go live so we can see it. Because we don't believe you. Don't you dare wear that jersey, Laura. I will so kick you in the feet. Next up.